Hello dears, welcome to Great Wool. Today we actually have the scarf made of Woolly Wawes wool from Ryco Design. Super pretty. I wish you a nice day. It's really interesting visually today, briefly in a different location. However, the instructions will start again in the studio. And yes, I wish you a lot of fun with it. So my dears, let's get started with this super interesting wool. Here, you see here there are wider spots, here there are thinner spots. The whole thing has a color gradient or is super interestingly colored together. We have here a bit beige is there, we have green here, we have a lot of orange here, super bright. And I've already taken out a part here. Need to check where I actually have the beginning. Here we have it. And I'm going to start with a chain of air stitches. Of course, the basic info comes first. This whole thing is the Woolly Wawes by Ryco Design, 50 grams, 150 grams, 10 meters running length, 74% polyacryl, 26% wool, all for number 7 needles. And this mix here is the number 2 as color. Here you can see the overview again. So really a lot of orange, then a bit of beige and a little bit of green offset. And again here with a strong twist effect attached. And as I said, for the size 7 needle, I've tested this before. I've also knitted this before. It actually works for that. Of course, there are thin parts in it, but also very thick, and the number 7 is a good middle way. And I start with a chain of 15 air stitches. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that didn't work. Once twisted. That's the danger with the very thin stitches. 12, 13, 14, 15. That's the width I have. Then add 3 more air stitches for height, 2, 3, and then it goes back in rods. Quite simple. Here you can see a very thin part of the wool again. It's a bit tricky to actually stitch into the stitch. But this is then followed by a very thick part, and this makes the scarf really interesting. And this is how I crochet a whole row of rods back. You see, it's pretty easy to do. I really have very different widths of the bars here. That's already in the first row, so the changes where the different strengths of the wool follow each other are here. Really very short. Here's a very wide stitch that I actually poke into. Here again, a very small one. It's sometimes a bit tricky with the little ones if they tighten it too much. But with a little finesse, that works out naturally as well. And then I've arrived right here at the end again, or rather at the beginning, and I'm immediately starting with the second row. So here I am at the end, and I show you once again this row that I have really crocheted, very different sections included. For example, I have 2 here, placed very thin sticks next to each other, then some wider ones here, and I start the next row with 3 sticks. And actually crochet right into the stitches here. And I'm also continuing with chopsticks. So I am really making a very, very simple pattern and really let the material stand absolutely for itself. The color actually has such a great effect where the orange is super intense, and of course with the varying strengths in the wool, which by the way feels super, super cuddly through the thick sections. And now I'll crochet a few more rows and give you another update. And here is the update for you. So it's getting quite holy. You can see it here once. You can see my hand very well. Good through, but for that I've actually chosen it a bit wider so you can then wear it a bit gathered at the neck, and then it also has a nice volume and it's also relatively dense. The optics, mega beautiful, super interesting and correct. I still have a bit to do and actually also have a second ball of wool. Let's see how far I get with the first ball. Come, and then I will of course show you the result again. So my dears, by now the scarf has become relatively long. It is about 140 meters wide now. I have actually used up only one ball of yarn. Until next time. Here at the top, the loop once large, and then I'm also finished with the last row. I then consistently have the 13 crocheted with sticks, and here you have an overview again how the overall image looks like. So really, really restless, always something new to experience, discover through the colors, and of course the strength of the wool. Super interesting, very, very pretty, and of course I hope you all enjoyed it and had fun. If so, leave a thumbs up and subscribe. And we'll see each other soon again. See you next time at Tolle Wolle. Until then,